So would you please give Mr. Steve Myers a round of
Got to tell you, when Kevin first asked me to do this, I was like, why? I don't understand how I touched this kid, you know. It was like, it just didn't make any sense. But I know how he touched me. It was kind of interesting. Matter of fact, the little girl that was just up here with Kevin is who introduced me to Jonathan. Actually, his mom did through her website. But just before Christmas, and this will link on to some of Buffy's stories here, because the thing that I think endeared me to him was I was reading on his website as a result of Joey's mom sitting it out, that just before Christmas one night, he got a little bored, decided to pull a couple of pranks. And through the course of the evening, the way I understand it anyway, is that he managed to steal all of the nurses' chairs. Every single one. These are big, tall, you know, blue chairs. And he managed to steal all these chairs and hide them in his room. And you know, at some point, finally, somebody realized, where the heck's all our chairs? You know, and so they go and they, I bet we know where they are. I don't know how true this is, but I read it on the website. So. But anyway, that, you know, it was that point that I decided I need to go meet this kid because he's just something else. So he was kind of one of the first ones. Obviously, my grandson has leukemia as well. I was going to apologize when I first showed up that, you know, I didn't dress up for this thing, but two reasons. Number one, if I wore anything other than jeans and a t-shirt, he wouldn't recognize me anyway. And number two was to show off our cool shirts that we had made for last weekend. We did a ride for the Bone Marrow Association. But anyway, I wanted to tell that story, but that's the piece of this I think that that is the most important to me, is that the night that we found out about our grandson's leukemia, one of the things the doctor said, and at right that moment it didn't really necessarily mean anything, but it has since then, is one of the things she said was, you're now part of the Texas Children's family. And we were like, well, you know, exactly what does that mean? I got to tell you, it's huge, because if it wasn't for people like Melanie and Kevin and Melissa and all of these other people that you meet and you realize they're all going through this same thing, it's the only way you can do it. And on top of that, it's all of you people out there that send those notes, and it's just so huge. You can't do it without it. I just don't know how anybody does. And so you need to just, you yourself know how important you are for Jonathan and his family, and, you know, all of the folks who share their websites and send notes of you know, hope to each other. It's a wonderful thing. But it's one of those kind of deals where you realize, and you know, you talk to Buffy and you talk to Shiley and you talk to these nurses and doctors, and you realize life is never going to be the same. Here's my Purell. You just find yourself doing things that you realize to take care of these kids, you need to be a little extra careful. And wanted to expound on the Texas Children's Family thing. We were at the hospital this morning. Luke is back in for a few days, hopefully, is all it is. He's got a little infection in one of his lines, so take care of yours. So anyway, he's got a little bacterial infection. They're taking care of that by handing him his Purell. So anyway, but as we got ready to leave, it just so happens that Luca is roommates next door to Natalia, and her dad saw us and wanted us to, and we went in and said hey to her, and she wanted us to tell you, have a great day. And so that's just another one of those Texas Children's Family stories. So anyway, that's about all I've got, but I want to thank Kevin for asking me out, and sorry we were a little late, but keep up the pranks, dude. It's a lot of fun. Oh, and I still do owe you a Harley ride, by the way. I forgot all